Classic Restos is proudly brought to you by Shannons Insurance, Penrite Oil, Hare and Forbes Machinery House, and Pace Farm Eggs. Welcome back to the second episode of the 2015 Carlisle Chrysler Nationals here in Pennsylvania, United States of America. But first, here is a word from the people that help to make Classic Restos happen each and every week. Shannons offer us as enthusiasts just so much more. Classic bikes, cars, trucks. Bundle it all together with your house and contents and receive a multi-policy discount. Call Shannons on 134646 for a quote. Sign up for the Shannons Club. Interact with others. List your car club. Find events and so much more. The Shannons Club truly is your garage at shannons.com.au. For oil, coolants and additives, choose Penrite. They have stood the test of time. Established 1926. Australian owned, Australian made. Oil with more zinc for older style engines. No matter what the engine, no matter what the application. Contact the Penrite Technical Assistance Team 7 days a week at penriteoil.com.au. Oil right, use Penrite. Simply a better class of oil. For some of the largest range of tools for all trades and DIYs, don't go past Hare and Forbes Machinery House. Established 1930, with branches around Australia and New Zealand. Their showrooms will have you browsing for hours, and no matter where you are, you can buy online at machineryhouse.com.au. From a garage jack through to a lathe, Hare and Forbes has the range. machineryhouse.com.au. So here we are, we're back, the 2015 Carlisle Chrysler Nationals, the largest Mopar event in the world. It's time now to see what's going on. On last week's episode, we caught up with the guy that mainly causes all of this Mopar mayhem, Chrysler event manager Ed Bezeski, and Ed gave us a rundown on just some of what is happening this year. This year, the Golden Commandos are in attendance. So too are the legendary Ram Chargers. Even Tom Wopat, better known as Luke Duke from the Dukes of Hazzard TV show. Iconic Building G is showcasing the 60th anniversary of the Forward Look, marking forward progression. So we checked those out and spoke with a gentleman by the name of Merv, sporting a delightful 1959 Dodge Custom Royal, with more elegance than a spinster's tea party. Building Y is interesting this year as it is the AAR Cuda and Challenger TA reunion. We caught up with David and his 1970 Challenger. Building T is special invitational, and in here you'll never know what you will discover. It's mostly muscle, but it doesn't matter if it's not. On this episode, we will take a closer look. There is all of this, including the incredible Survivors tent and more in this week's episode, cut, blended and served directly to your screen on Classic Restos. Building T this year, the 2015 Carlisle Chrysler Nationals. Tom Wopat. How are you, Tom?
I'm excellent.
Now, for those of you that don't know Tom, this guy here, Luke Duke from Dukes of Hazzard TV show. Tom, it must have been a blast back in the 70s. Quickly, just tell us the feeling. What was it like doing the TV series?
Well, it was my first big TV thing. I had been on Broadway at that point, and I got cast in the show, and we went to Georgia. We started filming in November, I guess, of '78, and we had a blast. We had a great time. We shot 5 shows down there, then we moved the show to L.A.
It was awesome. I had the opportunity to interview John Schneider here a couple of years ago at Carlisle.
Sorry, man. That's too bad, Fletch. I can't be held responsible for John. Okay.
Well, after the interview, he called me a class act.
He did?
It was the compliment I got from him.
Yeah, but which class?
I don't know. We'll go there later.
Okay.
Now, Tom, tell us, back in the day, people that are watching Classic Restos are all going to know, or they're going to want to know about the 69 Chargers. Now, you guys trashed a whole bunch of them, didn't you?
Load, yeah, a bunch. Yeah, we went through quite a few. John talks about 300 or so. I figure it's probably about 180.
Now, you were known for the hood slide, right?
Well, the hood slide was an accident. I was going to like kind of put my foot on the one fender and vault over the car, which I did in rehearsal. Yeah. And then we were coming through some wet grass, and my foot hit the hood, and I slid right across and took about a 4-inch chunk out of my forearm off the broken antenna.
Wow. You must have had so much fun doing it. I mean, the driving scenes that you did do, I mean, what were the cars like? What were their condition?
Oh, mostly junk, yeah. They would run about well enough to get to the jump ramp. We had a couple that would really run, but and the picture car they kept in pretty good shape. Picture car is the one we used for the drive-in and the drive-outs, the ones we tried to really keep good looking.
Tom, you've got a huge queue of people here. I really appreciate your time. First cab off the rank for Tom this morning is the interview with Fletch on Classic Restos. Greatly appreciated.
And Fletch.
Yeah, I mean, really, you don't know how lucky you are talking to Fletch.
Well, I thought about that this morning, and I prayed about it, and I thought, Fletch, wow, I've made it, finally.
Yeah, now I know he's joking. Tom, Luke Duke, after all these years, growing up as a kid and watching on television, it's been an honour to interview you. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. I'm going to get a cup of coffee.
All right, thanks, mate. The Mopar Survivors section, a 500-foot long tent encapsulating the vehicles that everyone is after. Cars that are original, unmolested, at least 25 years old and unrestored. This is the tent of memories for many. A tug on the heartstrings, original cars, and in most cases, original owners. This section is deemed the best Mopar Survivors display in the world. To qualify as a survivor, no more than 80% of paint, interior or drivetrain can be changed. You know, things don't get much cooler than the Mopar Survivor tent here at Carlisle. We have James. How you doing, James?
Fine, Fletch. How are you?
I'm good. Now, I'm going to make you star of the tent. You have got a 1970 Charger, an original car with a 426 Hemi. You're the coolest kid on the block.
Thank you, sir.
Tell us about it.
It was a special ordered car. I ordered the car through a dealer in Alabama, and I've had it ever since, and I've just taken as good a care of it as I can and bring it out for people to see. That's what I enjoy doing.
James, since 1970, what have you had to do to the car?
I've replaced the water pump, some parts of the exhaust system, painted the front fender and the valance under the front of it. Other than that, the car is all original.
Back in 1970, as a young guy buying this car, did you overstretch yourself with payments? Was it an expensive car?
When I decided I wanted one of them, I couldn't get one anywhere, couldn't get it financed, so I saved my money till I could order one, and I went and ordered and paid cash for it.
It must make you just feel incredibly special and make you appreciate that you've kept an original car for so long.
I couldn't bear getting rid of it. I couldn't bear being without it after I ordered it and got it. I just hold on to it.
James, it's been an absolute pleasure. I love your car, 426 Hemi car, original car. And look, James isn't the only guy in this tent here. I mean, there's 2 rows, 100 feet long or more of Survivor cars. And James, yours is just one of them, but it's a beautiful thing. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, and I've enjoyed this interview.
You are watching the amazing 2015 Carlisle Chrysler Nationals. Thanks to Carlisle Events, Shannons Insurance, Penrite Oil, Hare and Forbes Machinery House, and Pace Farm Eggs. Back with more classics right after this.
I spend a lot of time out here. The RT Charger's the real deal. An E49. Remember A-Charger? I've always got projects on the go, so Shannon's laid-up cover helps protect my restorations. I'm Mopar through and through. It's a passion Shannon's understands. I wouldn't insure my cars and bikes with anyone else.
Shannons, insurance for motoring enthusiasts. Call 13 46 46 for a quote.
Penrite, Australian-made, family-owned and operated. Make premium quality engine and racing oils, warranty-approved coolants, automatic transmission and manual gear oils, a complete range of engine and fuel additives, heavy-duty and industrial products, for every application. Visit penriteoil.com for more information. Penrite, Australian made for Australian conditions since 1926.
If you need a new piece of equipment for your workshop, you need Hare and Forbes Machinery House. Hare and Forbes Machinery House have showrooms around Australia and New Zealand that will have you browsing for hours. See the largest range of industrial and workshop DIY tools. You will be greeted by friendly, helpful staff, and you can buy from anywhere online at machineryhouse.com.au. Hare and Forbes Machinery House. Find your closest store at machineryhouse.com.au. Inside Building T, there's nothing quite like a barn find. There's barn finds, and boy, are there barn finds. How cool is this? We have Mike. How you doing, Mike?
Hi, Fletch. How are you? I'm great.
This is amazing. You could have washed it before you brought it in.
Yeah, but it wouldn't have the same effect, would it?
When did you find it?
About 25 years ago.
It's been like this for the 25 years?
More like 45 years. The son wrecked it in his dad's dealership when the car was new, so it never got sold. They brought it home just to keep it out of sight, out of mind, because it was a fight between the family, and he just never got back to it. It just sat in the barn and never touched.
I just don't believe this. 1970 Superbird. We've got a 440 up front. We've got a six-pack. We've got the pistol grip. We've got a Dana rear, right?
Yes, we do.
Talk about a hamburger with a lot.
Yeah, I'm sure it ran good in its day.
All 3,600 miles?
Yeah, 3648 total mileage.
I mean, this car is amazing. The sticker, the label's still on the side glass there, $4,772.15 price paid when new.
Yep, yeah, and that was an expensive car for its day.
This car here has got rodents, or got some rats up on top of the fenders there. I mean, yeah, he's had his day as well.
Yeah, and they're all over the car. There's a mummified one under the hood. There's a perfect skeleton under the hood. There's 5 or 6 more inside the car. There's some in the trunk. But he had mouse poison all over the barn and in this car and his other car. So everyone that got in it got killed. So the interior is actually still perfect.
You know, looking inside the interior, I mean, Mike, it really stinks in there.
Yeah, those dead animals rotting will do that to you.
Oh, it's amazing. I mean, it crosses your mind, you know, what you could do with this car, a restoration or just a cleanup. It's a gold mine, really, what you have here.
I got to agree. I was very blessed to get the car. It took me 25 years, but the car itself is so unique in the story and the fact that it's the #1 petty car ever made. It was the prototype. It's going to be restored. I want it restored, but I do have a large portion of people that want me to leave it as it is so people can see that, you know, there are barn finds still out there of this caliber.
Mike, thank you so much for sharing that with us. I haven't actually interviewed a guy with such a car of this uniqueness, if that is a word, ever in the history of Classic Restos. It's been a pleasure. Thank you, Mike.
All right, Fletch, thank you very much for coming over. It's nice to talk to you.
Hey, want to rebuild your car from the ground up? Well, at a Carlisle event, you literally can. At Carlisle events, there are thousands of vendor spaces, and some vendors buy multiple spaces. 2015 would have to go down as one of the most jam-packed, jaw-dropping, pull your cart around, parts availability process ever. It is unbelievable, full stop. What you are seeing here would not even be 5% of Mopar goodies on the ground and up on the benches. You betcha. Everything is for sale. Moving through the show field, as we do here in Carlisle, we have Tom. How are you, Tom?
Great, Fletch.
That's the way. Beautiful car. Now, chosen Tom for this interview here simply because a timeless classic is behind us. It's a 1938 Imperial, but you've kept the classic look, but you've gone some new school up underneath through the drivetrain. Would you like to walk us through?
Yes, it has a 5.7-liter Hemi engine from a 2003 Dodge truck. They also used the 2003 Dodge Hemi truck transmission, has a Chrysler 300C rear end and a Fat Man fabrication front end with disc brakes all the way around.
What a tremendous looking vehicle. I like what you've done too when you look under the hood there, or both hoods should I say, and you've kept the old style valve covers. I reckon that's very, very neat.
Well, it's unusual. I used 392 Hemi 1957 valve covers I put on top of the coil packs on the 5.7-liter Hemi engine just for the old school look.
I love the colour blue, and you've got a little bit of stainless, a bit of chrome just to highlight that, along the running boards, up along the side. A magnificent looking car from any angle. Inside, in the interior, what have you done there, Tom?
Well, the interior is leather. The original car was black with red interior. This has leather interior, but it's a color that goes better with the exterior color. It's a camel color, and my wife picked that, so that's where we are.
That's good. She'd feel a very special part of this as well.
Very much so.
I love the dashboard, Art Deco there.
Well, the gauges are original. I sent them off and had them converted to handle the new technology engine, had them rescreened for detail, but they are all original. Everything's original on this car except the drivetrain.
Good on you, Tom. Well, what's your words on Carlisle? How do you feel about the 2015 year?
It's a great show. A lot of new stuff and a lot of old stuff. It's I think the Challengers and the new Challengers and new Chargers have brought a new dimension to Carlisle. It's kind of reinvigorated it. The Hellcat is real popular, I understand, and so I think Carlisle's got a new breath of fresh air.
Certainly hats off to Ed Bezeski and the Carlisle Events Management team. Tom, thank you so much for your time. Wonderful catching up with you.
Great, thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
You are watching the 2015 Carlisle Chrysler Nationals, and you're seeing it first on Classic Restos. Experience a Carlisle event, Route 66, and also the Motown City of Detroit on a Fletch tour. Have a look at this. You deserve a Fletch tour. See the amazing Ford, GM and Chrysler Nationals at Carlisle events, along with museums and private collections in beautiful Pennsylvania, USA. Then it's the Motown City of Detroit and its region, taking in more die-hard stuff with incredible history. Rounding off with the Woodward Dream Cruise, the largest moving car cruise in the world.
It just makes it so much easier on yourself when Fletch picks you up, drives you around.
Laughs, lots of laughs.
More than what I expected.
I'm definitely coming back again.
Go to classicrestos.com.au and click on the Fletch Tours icon for more information. Hope you're enjoying today's show. Back with more after this.
We've always had a few cars. They're all special. The T-Bird.
Oh, that's mine.
The Combi for when we want to get away. The XR8.
It's going to be a classic.
They're all insured with Shannons.
We've also got Shannons Home and Contents cover,
which helps protect our automotive collectibles, tools and memorabilia in the home and garage. If you're motoring enthusiasts like us, it's got to be
Shannons.
Shannons, insurance for motoring enthusiasts. Call 13 46 46 for a quote.
In 1926, Australia's Penrite Oil Company was established. Almost 90 years of research, development and refining under the harsh Australian conditions has made Penrite Oil what it is today. Precision, performance, reliability and protection. Championship winning products. Trust Penrite.
If you need a new piece of equipment for your workshop, you need Hare and Forbes Machinery House. From a garage jack through to a lathe, Hare and Forbes has the range. And Hare and Forbes Machinery House are Australian owned, established since 1930. You will be greeted by friendly, helpful staff, and you can buy from anywhere online at machineryhouse.com.au. Hare and Forbes Machinery House. Find your closest store at machineryhouse.com.au. Moving through the field, we have Johnny now. How you doing, Johnny?
Oh, I'm doing very good, Fletch.
That is good. Beautiful car here, a 1956 300B. Now, just explain to us, what's the difference with the letter series?
Well, the letter series started in 55 with the C300s, and then it progressed with 56 was a B, 57 was a C, and all the way up through 65, which was an L. And they are all high-performance leather cars, they're called. So they were all extremely fast with leathers interiors and heavy-duty suspension and so forth. This car here set a flying mile record in 1956 of 142.914 miles per hour.
Could you be more precise than that, Johnny? Now, Johnny, early Hemi, 354?
Yes, it's the second version of the 331 Hemi. This car came stock with a full race camshaft, dual 4 barrels, solid lifters, special bearings and crank. It's really a race-prepared engine.
What have you done to the car since you've had it?
Well, this car needed a complete restoration, so I redone everything on the car. It's all been restored. So it's restored to a 3+ condition. So it's a nice driver car.
I love the 2-piece die-cast grille up front.
Yes, they borrowed the grills from a 55-56 Imperial when they started a 300.
And when they borrowed them, it looked like they never put them back.
Well, that's very true. They're pretty unique. It really adds to the beauty of the car.
Talking of beauty of the car, have a look around the back of this thing. Look at the tail lights. I mean, this car, it is beautiful from every angle, isn't it?
It certainly is. It's one of the most beautiful cars produced in 55-56.
Johnny, been an absolute pleasure. You take care. How many hours you got to drive home?
I've got 5 hours, Fletch, on the Pennsylvania Turnpike. So.
Wow, 5 hours of driving in the old car, not a problem. That's great. Have a safe trip, Johnny, won't you?
All right. Thanks for everything, Fletch.
At the Carlisle Chrysler Nationals for 2015, it's your chance to ride in one of these sensational 707 horsepower Dodge Hellcats. These cars have had their foot held flat to the floor for 3 big days. A sensational testament to the quality of the Dodge product. When it comes time for a classic resto, well, the bar is raised pretty high here and certainly hard to beat. We have Tim. How you doing, Tim?
I'm very good. How are you, Fletch?
I'm good. You have got a 1968 Coronet, restored painstakingly, an incredible example. How long was your build time?
About 3.5 years.
So what was it like when you got it? Was it like Swiss cheese, or was it already a fairly good body?
No, it was pretty much intact. It was all complete and original, and it had some rust in it, in the typical areas below the quarter panels and the trunk lid, but most of it was there and just needed torn apart and redone.
What an incredible car. First thing I'm going to talk about is the rear screen. I love the shape of the glass and the stainless steel trim that wraps around the contour of that glass. I mean, that is just such a hot shape.
Yeah, it's kind of sexy. It gives it a little sex appeal there.
Okay, so the blue, what is the blue?
It's called Bright Blue Poly. Paint code is QQ, and it's original. They used it for the first part of the production year, maybe 4 or 5 months, and then they switched over to a different colored blue. So
gorgeous white vinyl top, just to showcase that color as well. The interior is just gorgeous too. I mean, everywhere you look on this car is so well done. The Coronet badge on top of the door. It goes back to a time when these cars were built by the manufacturer. They were proud to showcase their own product, weren't they?
Yes, they were. They've got a little more appeal than some of the cars today, I think. So
before we start talking about the engine, let's talk about the transmission. Now, 4-speed car, you've got the stick. Now tell us, Tim, what's the go with that gear stick where you're rubbing your knuckles on the roof every time you're changing gears?
That shifter is called an inland shifter. They made it for 2 years, and since this is an early year production model, it carried over from '67, so that's why it has it in there. Later on in the production year, they went to the Hurst shifter. So
now, time for the business department. Up under the hood, we've got the 440 there, right?
That's correct. 440 Magnum.
Matching numbers car?
Matching numbers car all the way through.
Now, the wheels, I like what you've done there. Now, would these have been 14-inch once upon a time as standard?
Yes, originally came with 14-inch steel wheels. These are 15-inch right now, but it's body color just the way they were from the factory.
Isn't there something about deep dish steel wheels painted the same color as the body? Personally, I love that.
It looks nice. I like it too.
Tim, pleasure having you on the show.
It's been my pleasure, Fletch. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
Had a lot of fun.
Well, it's the old cliche line of ending, isn't it? You've seen just some of this incredible event, the 2015 Carlisle Chrysler Nationals, and you've seen it first on Classic Restos. It's a big hats off to Bill, Lance Miller, Ed Bieseski, and the entire management team that bring this sensational event together each and every year. And you can see it on a Fletch tour. In the meantime, classicrestos.com.au is the website that you need for the DVD boxed sets of the show, Classic Restos merchandise, contact information on joining us on a Fletch tour in 2016, including Route 66, and contacting our major sponsors as well. As I say at the end of every show, until next week, no matter where you're watching from, please ride and drive safe. This is Fletch signing off from Carlisle, Pennsylvania, United States of America, and I thank you very much for watching. You can like and follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/Classic Restos TV and watch catch-up episodes at shannons.com.au. Classic Restos is proudly brought to you by Shannons Insurance, Penrite Oil, Hare and Forbes Machinery House, and Pace Farm Eggs.